Please like and subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment. I read all of the comments. And now, let's get on with the show. When last we left our intrepid adventurers, Esnith and Akagi are alone in the woods. Akagi asks Esnith if she knows why Madrigar gave her body to Esnith and made her another one. Esnith thinks she's joking. She says, "You mean Madrigar never told you?" Akagi feels an iceberg start to form in her belly as she tells Esnith that she has no idea. Esnith says that since Akagi isn't a mage, she has underdeveloped mana centers. However, they are mature. Any mana centers in a new body would be too fragile to survive any use of power by the weapon. Akagi asks her, how powerful is she as the weapon? Because when she had the weapon in her, she never felt anything. Esnith says that the true mages gave her the power to pull the moon from the heavens and crack open the world. Akagi stammers that it seems like that's a lot of power just to destroy the Jacanis of Deserata? Esnith says that that power may not even be enough. Destaria is the child of an ancient god, and the power combined with the star jewels of the lesser lords of the starry sky. Esnith suddenly gets a blank look on her face and walks away, leaving Akagi speechless. The next morning, Kenna Alexander wakes Serrif up over a quick breakfast and tells him that he has an appointment with the village leaders, the men's council and the women's circle, later that day. Alexander says that Serrif will need to explain to the village elders that he, Serrif, will be raising the housing tax from 2 pennies a year up to 5. When they get there, Serrif tells them of the change. The village elders are upset, but then Serrif remembers what Brian Bitter told him about villagers. Serrif holds up his hand for quiet. He tells the village elders that since he is going to be married, he would like to give a wedding gift to the village. He will pay all of the housing taxes for all of the villagers for the year. He takes his gold purse out and hands it over to the village elders. He continues saying that he will personally pay the cost of any child wishing to attend the Southern Deseratan Cadet School in Sylvia's Rest. And he says that the rest of the money should be split up and handed over to the next couple married as a dowry. The village elders applaud. They come over and shake his hand. Others give him hugs. As he and Alexander leave the elders' meeting room, Alexander whispers to him that that was played well. Serrif says that he had a good teacher, a soldier named Brian Bitter, and he was wondering where Bitter has gotten to. Alexander says that Bitter abandoned his post along with the other soldiers. Serrif nods and asks if it was because Bitter refused to recognize Alexander as Kenna. Alexander nods and says that he will send out riders to offer clemency to Bitter and the others. and reinstate their ranks, as well as giving them a 5 gold apology fee, says Serrif. Alexander grimaces and says that maybe Serrif is learning too fast, too well. Serrif smiles at him. Elsewhere, Kimi, Garu the elf, and Kevin are out in the field practicing their archery. The elf tries Kimi and Kevin's bows, but they're too light for him. Kimi can barely draw back the elf's bow. Kimi tells Garu that most Manthuthian arrows are tipped with a quick-acting poison called Sil. It paralyzes people. As they're talking, Kenna Alexander's son, Klep, comes over with his bow. Kevin has no interest in shooting his bow anymore, so he decides he'll just watch. Klep and Kimi are tied to win, and Klep offers a bet. He says that if he wins, he gets to bet Kimi. Kimi laughs and says that she'll definitely accept his bet. But when she wins, she will bet him and put a magical tattoo with her name on his backside, proclaiming to all other women that he is hers and to be used as she wishes. She draws her bow back and takes aim, and Klep stops her quickly and dissolves the bet. He suddenly collects his things and plods away from them, fuming in anger. Garu arches his eyebrows and says he didn't know that Kimi could do magic. Kimi walks over and sits down next to him and says, "I can't." But he didn't know that. Serrif is arriving back from seeing the village elders. Mauge's brother, Oscar, stops by and inquires about the wedding. He lets it drop that the marriage will need to be consummated in front of witnesses, as per Second Kingdom custom. Serrif isn't fazed in the least. Most of the party walks around the village aimlessly for the rest of the afternoon before they decide that there's really not much to buy in Mountain Vale. A couple of the characters order some arrowheads from the blacksmith. They learn that if they really are looking for equipment, they should check out the weekly market that's held every Wellick. After making some minor purchases, the characters head over to the mansion. That night, Serrif is married to Mauge of Dungeon. The bride and groom are carried to the marriage bed, and the marriage is consummated in front of guests. After that, Serrif is hustled downstairs to join the wedding party. As is tradition in the Second Kingdom, Mauge, only being the wife, wasn't invited. Finn doesn't sing for the wedding party. He sneaks into the room where Mauge and her maids are and gives them an impromptu concert, singing the special song he made for Mauge.